Once again, my gorgeous Scorpioni, once again, you're about to enter your psychic mode, your deep intuitive mode that you're so great about. I just thought that I have like a little bag behind me walking on my neck. I wouldn't even be surprised with the amount of plants that I actually have. Occasionally I've got like a spider like walking around just saying hello to me every now and then, so it wouldn't surprise me. But it's actually not. It's the like a t-shirt label sticking out. It's like, oh, what's behind me? Oh, it's only like a t-shirt label. It's all right. I'm not getting bitten or devoured by like some kind of spider sitting on my neck. It's all fine. It's all fine. Just carry on, Sasha. Carry on. No, my gorgeous Scorpioni. What I was going to say that you're gonna go into this deep psychic and intuitive mode. You are gonna be in this mode throughout this week, indeed. But how this week is actually going to start, yeah? It's gonna start in such a way where you are already gonna you're gonna wake up at the beginning of this week and you are gonna feel like something is gonna happen, like something is going to happen, and what you're gonna feel like, you're not gonna be able to understand what is going to happen, but you will kind of understand through your own intuition that it may not be good. Okay, please don't attack me. I'm not saying it's like, oh my god, you're gonna go into this mode and you're gonna be like kind of thinking about something really negative. No, baby, no. You must not go into that mode like on purpose, because then you're just gonna like kind of manifest something really negative and manifest something really bad, and you are gonna bring something really bad and negative into your life. So when you hear me when you hear this reading, you must not like kind of like be at the beginning of this week like consciously aware of this in such a way where you're gonna sit and just think like, oh, something bad is gonna happen, something bad is gonna happen. No, baby, no. That's not doing things organically. That is not doing things organically. You need to understand there is a thin line in between things happening organically, feeling them intuitively, and in between like you like inviting them into your life. So you need to get this right. So basically the bottom line is what I don't want you to do, what I don't need you to do, what you must not do is just like to kind of go into this mode where you're going to think of something bad is going to happen. No, baby, no. You hear this and you forget about it, okay? And then you will see you mentally prepare yourself in this way, so you will allow this to happen naturally, organically, without you thinking about something negatively. And then that means that through the power of manifestation you can bring real challenges and negativities into your life. So you hear this and you use this as a base, but you must not focus on this, okay? You must not focus on this. I don't want you to focus on this, so you don't invite something negative into your life, okay? You focus on the good things, on amazing things, okay, that are gonna happen this week, but you just need to give me a little time until I get there. So what am I trying to say? That at around you are gonna go into this deep psychic mode, this deep intuitive mode. You're gonna feel ridiculously psychic, and there are a couple of things that are already gonna happen at the beginning of this week, something that you expected, and it's gonna happen in exactly the same way. And these couple of things are gonna be like, it's to do with something really personal, but this is going to mean to you so much as well. This it's in a good way. This is going to make you feel really good, and it's going to make you feel really happy, because it's something that you were worrying about. And this couple of things at the beginning of this week are already going to make you aware of like, oh my god, I knew it. So you will know, you're going to pump yourself up so nicely with the spiritual energy. And then you are going to feel like something is going to happen just completely out of the blue. It's just going to come to you, this feeling like you're gonna feel like something is gonna happen, but it may not be good. It may be like a little bit negative. And you know what? It's almost as if you are. This is why you must not kind of focus on this, because it's gonna come to you naturally, organically. You are gonna feel like that, and then you're also gonna have some kind of premonition. You're going to have this vision. You're going to have this premonition, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. And that premonition it's like pretty much so going to be like, about you, like suddenly knowing what exactly it's gonna like kind of go slightly negative and slightly wrong into your life. You are gonna have a premonition, and you're not gonna be able to explain this, my gorgeous Scorpione, whatsoever. It's the vision, it's the premonition that you're gonna have, where the tower moment is gonna be, where something really negative is going to happen, and you are already gonna be aware of this. And you know what? It's not about that vision, but it's more about you knowing that you are kind of gonna be prepared to this. So it's more about you having a premonition, you having a vision, and then couple of days later, this premonition and this vision, it's already gonna like kind of like really it's gonna come through, it's gonna come forward. But because you had a premonition and you had a vision for it, you are already going to have a conclusion. You're gonna be ready for this. You're gonna be ready for this. And I'm smiling here because this in itself, it's also going to mark an ending or an end of something so stupid and something so unwanted in your life, and something that was really creating such a negative and bad attachment that you are gonna feel absolutely free. Something that was like restricting you and something that was affecting your freedom, it's actually going to come to an end with this tower situation. And that in itself, it's like not even going to be really, really bad, but it's just that you had the time to kind of prepare yourself already for it, because at the same time when that happens, you're already going to have this conclusion, and you already will know exactly what you need to do and which steps do you need to make. But because you had this premonition and because you had this vision, you are going to see this in a completely different light. And this is absolutely everything, seeing this in a completely different light, because you were prepared for it, let alone the fact that you are going to have a conclusion, like what exactly do you need to do. This in itself, it's going to make you realize that this is naturally something bad has come to an end. And if you didn't have that vision and premonition, if you weren't prepared for it, you would kind of be taken back, and it would take you a long time to realize that this was actually good. But it is going to require certain changes from you to actually make. This in itself, it's really you're gonna kind of realize how much was like this draining you. Something was draining you so much. So it's to do with the tower situation, something that is going to actually come to an end that was making you feel so negative and so sad. But it's more about the extent that this actually took on into your life. So this is why you're gonna feel like, I'm so happy. You're gonna feel like you want to celebrate, seriously, literally. So this is why this is going to be so important, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. And also at around the beginning of this week, it's not only about the premonition, and it's not only about this vision, but you're also going to have this extremely vivid dreams. Extremely vivid dreams you are going to have at the beginning of this week. And these vivid dreams that you're going to have are not going to make sense whatsoever. It's going to be so stupid, it's going to be so weird, it's going to be full of things and people that you don't know, that you don't recognize. But I will tell you something, that by the end of this week, somebody is going to cross your path, somebody who you've never seen before, someone who you've never known before. Actually, I shouldn't say it's someone who you've never seen before. It's going to be, you've seen that person in your dream, so you will be able to recognize the actual person that you had in your dream at the beginning of this week, right at around the end of the week. That particular person is in this physical world going to actually cross your path. This particular person carries an absolutely mind-blowing message for you. Indeed, this message that this person is going to carry for you, this person is either going to say this to you, or either through this person at that moment in time, when you recognize this person at that moment in time, you're going to realize, somehow you're going to realize that you have actually found yourself on the biggest crossroads of your life, on the biggest crossroads of your life. And that particular person, it's also through that person you are going to have a really big answer when it comes to this crossroads. And the answer is that you will take a road that you would normally never take. And this is where things are going to become very interesting, and you will see why. Because after this moment in time, your life is going to become absolutely magical in so many different ways. And never mind the fact that also at around the beginning of this week, someone is going to make you feel so proud. Someone like I don't know, maybe your child, maybe your somebody's just gonna make it. You may not have a child, yes, I know, but somebody's just gonna make you. I'm just trying to take an example. You know, someone is gonna make you feel so proud. Someone is really going to make you feel so proud. Maybe it is to do with your child. If you have a child, maybe it's to do with somebody who mean to you so much, somebody who you were helping to. I don't know. Personally, this is gonna mean to you so much, but at the same time, you're also going to understand through that person that you need to change something about yourself when it comes to like you making your quality of life better. You need to stop doing something which you know that it's affecting you in a negative way. Maybe this is to do with a bit of like a maybe smoking cigarettes or smoking something else, or like a drinking, or like doing some kind of like a illegal substances or something. I don't know, do you know what I mean? But you like, you know, we all humans, come on, do you know what I mean? Everybody goes through certain stages of their lives, and people must not judge other people. We shouldn't really judge, you know, because you know what I mean, what they say, you know why they say, like you walk outside and it's so true, like someone is rude to you or something, yeah, it's not nice to be rude or whatever, someone is weird and strange, and then you automatically people judge, oh yeah, she's like this, he's like that, but you just don't know what battle that person is facing. Maybe that person is about to commit a bloody suicide, do you know what I mean? And then it's like, the point is, yes, it's true, everybody's like, you know, like fighting their own battles, you know, so it's just so important not to like really, do you know what I mean, not to judge people. So you know, that's how I try to look at things. You know, everybody's having like a different path, you know, on this spiritual journey. And I said this before, there are 3 different types of people, you know. It's like a type number 1 is people who are extremely spiritual, like who are born spiritual, who are always spiritual, like myself. I was always like that, you know what I mean? The people number 2, it's like a people who are willing to learn. That's great, that's fine, they're willing to learn. There is something there, that's always good, okay, reaching towards the light, baby, rather than darkness, okay. And the type of people number 3, they're never gonna be willing to learn. They will never want to learn anything to do with spirituality, because they're gonna find this ridiculous. Why? Because they don't have the capacity to understand, they don't have the capacity to reflect. Bless their hearts. There is so much to the actual spirituality. There is so much to our pineal or pineal gland or our third psychic eye. There is so much more to it. It's like, oh my God, it's a huge part of us. But you know, some people who are not willing to learn are never going to learn, and they are not to be judged either. We shouldn't judge them, because that's exactly what they should be doing when it comes to their spiritual journey. It's to do with their spirit, the way it's evolving and the way it's meant to evolve. It's meant to stay like that because it's reaching like a very specific part of its spiritual journey. It's right at the beginning of something, or it's rather at the end of something. It really, really depends indeed. And also, my gorgeous Scorpioni, at the beginning of this week, I really like this so much. I like this so much. It's still beginning of this week. It's like, oh my God, is this like a yearly reading or something? Yeah, okay. Spirits tricked me into it. No, at the beginning of this week, also like a fantastic message, fantastic news, a victory. This is a big mama here. Big mama. This is a big mama. You see this great news, great victory, recognition, fantastic achievement. My gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm proud of you so much. The beginning of this week is bringing you a fantastic achievement. And this in itself, it's also a lot to do with the actual justice. At around the time when you become aware of this achievement, this victorious moment in time, and it's to do with the justice. Oh God, this is when things are going to become like a really interesting, because there is going to be a life-changing advice there for you. You're going to find out something that you never knew. You're going to find out something that you were never aware of. But you're not going to find that out directly. You're not going to be told this advice directly. But somehow you need to be as open-minded as you can. You will find yourself at the right place at the right time. And it's going to happen at around that time. when you become aware of this victory, achievement, recognition, and it's to do with the justice, at around that particular time, in between the lines, you need to read in between the lines. Somehow at around that time, you are going to hear some kind of advice that is not going to be said to you directly, but through the power of synchronicity, it's going to come to you, baby, and it's going to land into your lap, and it's going to be smiling at your face like that, and you're not going to be able to ignore it. It's going to be smiling, you know. And this is why I'm saying, like, you know, it's important to kind of like understand that, you know, at around that time you're going to hear an advice that is not going to be for you, but it is going to be for you, if that makes sense. So you're going to hear maybe someone saying an advice to someone else, and then you're going to realize, oh my God, something life-changing for you, it's going to be there. My gorgeous Scorpione, my gorgeous Scorpione, my gorgeous Scorpione. Here it is, look. And when it comes to that life-changing advice, look at this. When it comes to that life-changing advice, this in itself, look. Yeah, this in itself, look at this, emotional challenge. This, oh my God, of course. You see what it's saying here? It's about emotional challenge. The card is number 13, which is transformation, of course. The end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. There is an emotional challenge that you've been through for so long. Someone has done something so bad to you in your past that it really affected you. Someone was just a little bit of bastard when it comes to you in your past, like quite a while back, and this affected you, and it created this huge emotional challenge, and almost as if you couldn't even trust people for a while after that moment in time. So this advice that you're going to become aware of, it's not only about your sign that you know you are the end, and it's like one cycle is coming to an end, another cycle is coming to the beginning, but this advice, it's going to be pretty much so how to deal with this emotional challenge and how to resolve this particular issue. Wow. Okay, and also my gorgeous Scorpione, and this is all going to naturally lead towards you moving on with your life, towards you following your passion, towards you really walk away from something here, walk away from something that broke your heart, walk away from something that was preventing you to heal yourself, walk away from something that was persistently making you feel so sad, negative and unhappy, and it was keep on breaking your heart over and over and over again. Walk away from that and walk away towards the luxury the life is bringing into your life, my gorgeous Scorpione. This is no time to be sad, no time to be negative, because now you're doing the right thing. You're also walking away from something that not only was mentally affecting you, but it was also preventing you to live the life that you want to live, some kind of life of luxury. So when it comes to this, it's like some kind of great achievement you couldn't kind of get to so far, because all this was like emotionally tying you to the actual place in your life that you should have been untied from a long time ago. So it's a bit of like an old karma that we need to deal with. You know, poof, just put like a do this and it's going to go poof, do this, and then it's just going to like kind of disperse. It's just going to go away. Bye, darling. See you later. And this was also affecting you to be spiritual. It was affecting your spirituality. So I don't know whether you realize that you changed spiritually within the last like about couple of weeks. You haven't been as like kind of maybe as 100% spiritual with certain things. Maybe you haven't been visiting certain spiritual groups with the like-minded people. Maybe you didn't work with the crystals as much as you used to. Maybe you didn't play with your tarot cards. Maybe you didn't feel connection to nature. You know, it's like so much that was actually affected. So now you are going to have such a great idea almost instantly, like something spiritual. You will want to do something spiritual. You will want to do something really kind of like something spiritual that makes you feel so different, that makes you feel so unique, that makes you feel alive. And this is exactly an essence of you that you need to really keep on like taking on the next level and on the next level and on the next level of this spiritual journey, because this is, my gorgeous Scorpione, exactly who you are. You're gonna feel very, very strong connection to kind of like be around people who think like you, but also you're suddenly gonna have a very strong connection to like kind of like, you know, tap into certain things in terms of spirituality that you've never tapped into before. And there is something very specific that is going to be on your mind that you weren't there to try kind of spiritually. And now you're going to be realizing like, oh my God, how come I'm so excited to try this, but I was so worried to try this, you know what I mean? Some kind of element of fear, it's also going to disappear at around something that you wanted to do spiritually. And this is going to be a clear sign and clear indication that things are most certainly moving on towards the right direction, my gorgeous Scorpione, indeed. And you know, when it comes to like the beginning of this week, you know, just pay attention and examine your personal interactions. By examining your personal interactions, you're going to be open more to spiritual guidance, which is ever so needed at this stage of your life, because that in itself, it's going to play a huge role when it comes to you empowering yourself. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpione, it's like, ooh la la, it's like, this is brilliant, because now, you know, you are, so the first part of this week, it was all about this news and message and information that you are going to have. The mid part of this week, you know, you are really kind of going to be so happy because you will be able to make a really important decision. A really important decision. Somebody who is very close to you, somebody who is extremely connected to you, maybe like a best friend, but like an amazing best friend. So, like, for example, I've got like a best friend who I've known like since we were like little children, and few people in my lives that are still my friends I know since we were like a little children, literally, and one of them is like really kind of like my best friend ever since we were like kind of since we were like children, basically, do you know what I mean? So it's just, this person is very special to me because we were like best friends since we were like about 12, I think, or something like that. So it's like, you know, so it always stayed the same, it just didn't change. And I understand sometimes things change, sometimes people evolved, you know, people evolve, that's normal, that's natural, and people just take separate paths in their lives on the spiritual journey. That's absolutely normal. But sometimes people stay in our lives, like people stay, like my friend, we were children, we were like doing astral projection as children together, like holding our hands like this and just drifting into different world. I mean, who does that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just saying, very special spiritual connection with someone. So the person that you have a very special spiritual connection with, my gorgeous Scorpione here, it's gonna like tell you that person is gonna tell you something. You're gonna have a conversation with somebody who's so special to you, like that person is special to me. Somebody who you feel a very strong, powerful connection with. You are gonna talk to that person, and that person, it's really kind of going to inspire you so much to be creative. But most importantly, that person is also gonna inspire you when it comes to making this important decision, because at around that time, you're also gonna be kind of saying to that person like something that you're so worried about, some kind of lies, some kind of dishonesty, someone dishonest and someone who is lying and someone who is horrible. You're going to be talking about that to that person about, and then there's somebody who was maybe like trying to do something bad to you, somebody who was like lying to you about someone very specific. You're going to be talking about on a personal level to that person, and then at the same time somehow that person is just going to inspire you so much to be creative. And that in itself is going to be so important, because by being creative, I mean you will know which decision exactly do you need to make in order to kind of make your life so much more meaningful. It makes your life so much more happier. It makes your life with less restrictions, you know, to do less of what you don't want to do, but also to focus on things that you feel passionate about and see where it takes you. And what was something that was putting you off here, or in terms of like, oh, it's going to take too long, this person is going to play a wonderful role when it comes to you understanding that, you know, the certain things are going to take a really, really long time, but it's all about this making this decision here, which is going to naturally going to come to you, where you are going to find yourself on a spiritual quest where you will want more out of life. But it's more about like, you know, what's missing in your life. It's going to become absolutely obvious, and this is going to be amazing indeed, my gorgeous Scorpione, in so many different ways. And look at this now. Okay, and now when I shuffle these oracle cards, these are really unusual and they're like giant, you know. Maybe I should like shuffle them, you know, when they're giant, you just like shuffle them like this, but no, it's like this is better. So now this one came out, energy signature. The past is in the present. The past is in the present. There is going to be an unfinished business that suddenly you are going to become aware of. And this unfinished business that you're going to become aware of is the beginning of your spiritual evolution, where you are going to, at that moment in time, you are going to set your heart free. By setting your heart free, my gorgeous Scorpioni, that means that you are about to ignite your passion for life. You will be able to ignite your passion for life. Nothing is going to be standing on your way after this moment in time. When it comes to things you want to do, when it comes to things you decide to do, especially when it comes to your future, you will really, at the end of this week already, you're going to find yourself at such a stage of your life where you are going to have this great sense of emergency, you know, to speed certain things up, because you're going to hear something is going to happen to someone. And I'm being like a dark Lala. Dark Lala, hi darling. Something is going to happen to someone at around the end of the week, and this person doesn't really have much to do with your life, but almost like maybe someone is gonna go onto different world, you know, like a spirit world. Someone is gonna leave this world and is gonna go on the spirit world, you know. Oh my God, that reminded me of Tina Turner. I love Tina Turner so much. I love Tina Turner so much. Sorry. Hi, Tina. Yeah, I love Tina so much. She went into spirit world and she's one of the singers that I love so much. I really hope that Tina Turner knew how much everybody loved her. I really hope she knows. I really hope she knows. Okay, so I went off subject. So sorry, my gorgeous peopleini. Yeah. So the last part of this week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, it's actually, you know what? Okay, the last part of this week, it's about this, you know, you're gonna be reminded of this burden, okay, of this problem, and you're gonna be reminded of this problem, and first of all, how is it gonna happen? At around the last part of this week, suddenly you're gonna be paying attention to your body. You're gonna be paying attention to your body, which is always good, and that's really great. Because already by paying attention to your body is going to be telling you something. Like, for example, your leg is hurting. So you will know, okay, I need to do this with my leg. So you're going to be thinking about your leg, you know. Or my stomach is hurting. Or you're going to be thinking about your stomach. Do you know what I mean? My hand is hurting. You're going to be thinking about your hand. What am I trying to say? That at that moment in time, on one hand, you are choosing to heal already. It's a magical vibration, magical energy. And then on another hand, you're also, something is going to be brought to your attention. Something is going to be brought to your attention, some kind of a burden, like a very, very heavy and difficult burden. And something that you just really did not know what to do about whatsoever for absolute ages. Like really difficult problem, burden. And every single time when it will come to you, you would just like kind of start thinking about something else. I think that you buried this deep, you know, in the background of your mind. You repressed this, you suppress this, you know, and now it's gonna jump back, and that's great, because you are also going to heal yourself. Because if when you leave things too long in the background, then you know it's not really good. You need to deal with certain things. You can suppress certain things for a while, but you must not leave them to stay there forever, okay? Because there is going to be the time in your life when you're going to have to deal with this. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to move on. You always have to remember to look at the bigger picture, okay? Indeed. So you are suddenly going to be brought, this is going to be brought to your attention suddenly, this problem, this burden, and you are going to have this intuitive message like and suddenly it's very difficult to explain, and suddenly you will see beyond. You will go into your psychic mode again, and you will see beyond. As long as you connect to it, you will see way beyond. And now suddenly you will know what exactly do you need to do. There is a one final push that is going gonna come to you. You're gonna surprise yourself with your own bravery, but you need to, and when it comes to it and how adamant you're gonna feel. Only a few months ago you would be like, no baby, no, but now you're gonna feel so adamant, and this is absolutely right. Not only this is correct thing to do, not only you should follow this sacred instruction of making that final push and how exactly you're gonna do this, you need to understand that this is standing in your way. This is standing in your way, in between you and in between the world of like so many possibilities, opportunities, and like, oh my God. So this is gonna bring an ultimate change into your life. You need to make that final push, and you will understand fully how to make that final push. As I said, this is gonna bring an ultimate change into your life, and at the same time you are gonna find out something very, very interesting about yourself. And what you're gonna find out is like some kind of new passion. This is gonna bring a new passion into your life, and as soon as you become aware of something that you suddenly became passionate about, at that moment in time something is gonna happen. And at that moment in time you are gonna kind of see so many variations of things that you can do, that you should do, that you need to do, and also even more so a very, very interesting sign and very, very interesting omen, which is going to come in the form of a bird again, an unusual bird. The bird is going to be flying in a very unusual way, or the bird is going to be standing in a very unusual way. There is something, or maybe the unusual color. There is something going to be so unusual about that bird, maybe unusual sign. Something is going to be so unusual about that bird, and it is going to be a really good omen and really good sign at the same time. But you really need to be very sharp and very quick and very clever. It's not only about that bird being a good omen. You're gonna feel that deep within your soul, deep within your spirit, deep within your heart. But there is something else that this message is trying to tell you. There is something else that you're gonna be questioning yourself at that moment in time. The answer is gonna be yes, you should do that. And this is exactly what this wonderful bird messenger, this is the message they're trying to bring you. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.